We are indeed streaming. Oh boy. Yeah, I marked mine 18 plus as well. Ew.
a glass jar that was definitely not an ice cream machine that was spray painted chrome with an LED on it. Definitely not a spray painted blender.
That's exactly what it was.
Well, I finally got the audio working on my stream, so
Okay.
Cool.
Has Cole managed to get into fantasy rounds?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
That's
just
one of my
looking to see if
characters.
Oh. Should probably get those.
Is Mira
and is
here?
Mira here?
Yes.
Hi, Mira.
Hello. Hello.
I'm still trying to avoid that conversation with the Jedi and Cole. So, where are we going next, Pitter?
Well, Pierre has to fix Doc Smiley now. Of course.
Okay, I guess we're going on a field trip to Doc Smiley.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. You avoiding your problems means enabling Pitter, and Pitter is about this.
I know.
So, works for them.
It was like, they want to go to a candy shop, we're going to a candy shop. She wants to fix the robot, we kill fix the robot.
Great. But yeah, you hang out in the candy shop for, I'm going to say, like, honestly, counting time to, like, walk around and see everything and, like, try samples of everything.
Wait.
I don't know what Pitter...
samples?
Yeah, just buying, like, a little bit of candy and everything. I will say, I truly do not know what horrific, like, pocket universe exists within Pitter-Patter's digestive tract. I know that this is more sugar than has been consumed by Mira in a very long time, maybe ever, and you leave, like, legitimately a breath, like a single breath of air away from taking stress boxes.
I'm glad we know our limits.
Your body feels as though it is going to die. Your mind feeling as though it is about to enter hyper time and ascend. You know, the ethereal at war with the physical, the alpha in conflict with the omega. Truly, what a grim odyssey we find ourselves.
So you know how, in general, Pitter's eyes are pretty dark. That's just because they're like a dark color. Now they're currently like all pupil, so it's like an abyss staring into.
I feel like the pupil, it actually goes like, past where the eyelid. So, like, if I were to remove Pitter's eye, the pupil has somehow expanded to cover the entire eye.
I know how to remove an eye, but I don't want to do that to Pitter.
Pitter would have to come for you. I don't think you'd survive.
I would not want to do that to Pitter. I know how to remove him, I just don't know how to put him back. Alright. Bad joke.
Joke. I will also recap this for the stream now that we are recording for anybody that missed it. I'm a level with y'all. I'm just a man. I'm not good at things in life, right? I've completely forgotten the names of a couple of my NPCs, and I have no way to retrieve that information other than to listen back to every episode of this campaign, which, contrary to popular belief, as evidenced by Kazron's sarcastic remark when I mentioned this, I truly hate the sound of my own voice. So that sounds like actual hell to me. So I know for damn sure y'all don't remember the names. So
which NPCs were they?
Specifically the deputy.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh, I know what episode that was, yeah.
Do you remember his first name?
No, but I can go find it.
Deputy. That's what I've been calling him.
I'm pretty sure I said his name once.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when we first met him, you said it once.
It is the deputy and then also the alien in the jail cell.
Oh, yeah, I remember now. I don't think I took notes on that because Peter wasn't there.
Yeah, who I'm actually not sure if I gave a
weirdly.
name.
You might not have given a name, but I wasn't there either.
Yeah, I think I just have like very basic notes about what Peter would have been told about the situation afterwards, since Peter wasn't there. So yeah.
Ben?
Yeah.
Were you looking for something, or did you just go silent?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. You said like, oh, like you made like you were gonna like, because I don't care personally even if it does mean renaming him. So I was just like clearing that with the chat, but you were acting like you were gonna like run off and find something.
Yeah, I'll go on the YouTube and look for it because I remember the video it was on.
He's currently on YouTube on his phone.
Either way, for now, to keep the game rolling, it's as a couple hours pass, you leave to make your way down to Doc Smiley's, or to Doc's, specifically the medic, becoming just the most regular guests that this place has ever had, for having not been injured more than a single time. You've really just taken this man who is a misanthrope, antisocial pariah with severe PTSD and gone, we're going to be in your home every single day.
We adopted him. That's how this works.
No, Pitter and Mira adopted him. Specifically, Pitter
Yeah.
adopted his robot.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And where Pitter goes, we all go.
That's right.
And where Pitter goes, we all go, because I don't know if Pitter knows about the Force, and I don't want, and that way you can't bring it up.
Right. Eventually, they're gonna corner me. I know it. But in the meantime, this is a lot more fun, dragging them all around town.
So Peter walks into the place
Well,
like
I was
oh,
going
no.
to say, well, actually, I was going to say, so on the way there,
Yes.
Okay.
things have calmed down since the earlier, pretty mild or considerable panic ensued by your just
Outburst.
burst being the operative term.
Yes.
But yeah, burst being the operative term here, and from starting that, things have calmed down a bit, mainly because the stormtroopers are currently threatening to shoot everybody who incites a riot, which does tend to de-escalate things.
Yes.
You do see the young deputy. He kind of comes out of the jail, looking just put upon, sees you, and it's like, "Hey, no, wait up!" Starts running over to get all of your attention. Hey,
I sigh.
I have been in a whole mess of trouble this morning. Y'all got no idea what's been going on around these parts.
Thank God, the police.
Listen, I'm gonna just level with you folks. I need some help. Can I borrow your ear for a sec?
Well,
I'll make it worth your while for sure.
Peter puts their hands over their ears. Peter needs these.
No, I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. Poor choice of words given current events. I just meant I want to. I just meant I need to talk at you for a bit. You know.
What do you need, deputy?
And like pulls you not like into a building, but it's kind of like off to the side of the main street, and he goes, "Look, I got some intel in. security drone got roaming on the outskirts of town. The Outriders, that gang, it's been giving us a whole mess of trouble. I think they're circling. I think they're circling back for round 2, 4, fucking a million. Without Sheriff Haran here, I mean, I'm as decent with a blaster as any man, but once they smell blood in the water, I don't like our chances, especially with how reticent the Empire was to actually, step to the defense of the good people here. He says with kind of a roll of his big old bug eyes.
Well, isn't the Empire have a much larger presence here?
Oh, sure. I say, oh, sure. They got their fortifications, but it's like we're nothing to them but resources. The Outriders could wipe out every last damn person in this town. The Empire will call in a new boatload and replace them. You saw what happened last time. As you remember, the Empire pretty much incited the fight and then immediately fell back to secure their own resources in the governor's mansion.
Right.
Fair enough. What do you need us to do?
I got intel of where they're camped up. A scouting party. Nothing too major. 3 of them at the most. But if you can get to them first, then we might be able to get more intel as to exactly what they're planning. Maybe make a go at them before they get a go of us. I had a posse lined up. A couple of good old boys, willing to take the fight out, but then an Imperial officer's eyes exploded out the front of his head, and, well, suddenly everyone gets cold feet on me.
Fair enough.
I would call it a bounty with the guild, but the problem is the Outriders also have a puck station aboard whatever headquarters they got, and well, you can understand why that might be a conflict of interest once they get word of it.
Yeah, they would know.
Yeah.
Where are they located?
Oh,
I'm down if everybody else
Oh
is.
my!
I'm down.
I can't thank you enough. I really can't. I'll make her worth your while. It's like you ain't gotta walk all the way out there. It's out on the prairie, a couple hours outside of town. I'll grant you that. But I got a speeder that Sheriff Haran used to use to
What's
cart
going
him
on?
to. What's up? Hello.
No, you're good.
There's an old speeder Sheriff Haran used to use to cart himself around whenever he'd have to go for longer trips or visits out on the outskirts. It ain't much, and he says it ain't much, but it's yours if you're welcome to it. That is, assuming you got someone who can drive a big old hunk of junk that steers more like a star cruiser with 2 busted engines and a hyperdrive installed backwards.
Pitter raises their hand and then points to their friend who definitely knows how to drive. Just like that.
Well, how about that?
My cup runneth over. As he throws you the set of keys and then basically the puck that has the coordinates on it. And he goes, you may want to consider going after Nightfall. I don't know. To be honest with you, I really ain't much for ranging myself. I was a city boy.
Fine.
As I was a bit of a city boy before I ever came here out to the Outer Rim, but shucks. Yeah, I'll leave it to the experts.
Sounds like it.
Well,
Quick question, Deputy.
Yes, sir.
What's the name of the commander of the Imperial Guard here in town?
Well, it was Commander Drumark.
No, I was assuming they've already appointed one.
Well, as of right now, they ain't exactly being too reticent with the information, but I understand that is the subject of some consternation at the moment.
Do me a favor. When you find out the name, bring it to me.
Sure. I imagine they'll make some sort of big pompous public announcement.
If you find out before they do that, get me the name.
Why is that?
I'm doing this for you. You do that for me. You can pay the rest of them.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever you say there. Oh, and as for you, and he kind of looks over at Cole and Shard, and he goes, "You're I remember a couple days ago you had a bit of an interest in our blue friend.
Yes.
You are intriguing.
Well, imp, somehow the imps got word that we got him locked up in there, and well, they have a similar interest in him. They're trying to claim that him trespassing around the governor's mansion was a suspected was and he says in air quotes suspected rebellion activity. I think it's all a bunch of hogwash, but it's an excuse. They're trying to step in, take custody of it. I don't know what for, but
I think
I
that
imagine you ain't got much more interest in that than me.
I think your intuition serves you well, and we should probably keep the prisoner out of the hands of the Empire for as long as possible.
Couldn't agree more. Well, this will go a long way towards that. I'll be able to make a case that this town's actually got some teeth to it. At the moment, they're saying that, I can barely protect the people outside of a jail cell, let alone keep an eye on the people inside of it. You do this, make up for that whole fiasco. An Imperial officer get his first our own sheriff gets burnt up in the middle of the street, then an Imperial officer gets his brains blown halfway out of his head. I hate to admit it, but I understand why they don't exactly have the most faith in yours truly at the moment.
What if we take... Did the prisoner give you his name?
Funny enough... Oh. Give me a sec. Someone is banging on my door.
Okay.
In real life. Give me a sec.
I say we deputize the prisoner. Take him with us. That way the Empire can't get to him while we're gone.
Not sure the sheriff's going to let us do that.
Well, we'll see. He's not really, charged with anything. They just got him locked up probably because the fucking mayor or whoever runs the town is probably just an asshole and is pissed that the dude was skulking around his house. But he didn't... Trespassing is not a crime that needs to be locked up in fucking jail for a long time. You fucking process him and let him go. So we'll take him with us. Keep him out of the hands of the Empire. Keep an eye on him. I think he's got more to say.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. What did I miss?
Nothing. So what's the prisoner's name again?
You still have?
Did he give the deputy a name? Because I don't think he gave us a name.
Great. Then he rolls his eyes and he goes, he ain't exactly the talkative type,
Fair enough. Deputize him. Give him to us.
I'm sorry, what? Look,
Give him to us. We could use extra hand dealing with these outriders.
Listen, couple points on that. Number one, he is still a criminal.
Criminal trespass? Are you kidding me?
I don't know criminal what he was doing.
That's a night in jail, if that. And you've had him there way longer.
Second of all, look, Sheriff Haran thought he was up to something bigger. I'm going with his gut on this one. Second of all,
and maybe we can get him to spill the beans while we're out there.
Second of all, no offense, y'all been real helpful. All right, y'all been, and say I'm half a mind to deputize all of you right now, but
well, you kind of are, because if you aren't, then we're not going out there.
I mean, he's deputizing you in a provisional sense, but you don't work for the department. He's saying,
right?
But he's saying that, but I still barely only know you for a total of a couple hours of polite conversation, a couple scrapes and good favors.
And we saved the
I'm
lives
not
of
gonna
several of your
And he
townsfolk.
says, and I do appreciate that, but I can't let a prisoner whom the Empire has taken a liking to out of a cell, give him a blaster and release him into your custody to wander
I
off.
didn't say give him a blaster. I just said, let us take him off your hands. We'll take him out there. We can use his help.
When he runs
In
away
a
and
non-combat capacity, we have the guns and he doesn't. He ain't running anywhere. In a non-combat capacity, he can assist us, and it keeps him out of the hands of the Empire for longer, so we can figure out what's going on with him.
you let me worry about him and the Empire. Just go buy me some goodwill. Go out there, keep us all from getting blown up in our sleep, and buy me some goodwill while you're out there.
Can you release my character, please?
Okay, yeah, he is. I'll think about it. Ask me again when you get back if we ain't all dead.
Which one of us has the best Force altar? Because a Jedi mind trick
clear
seems
owner.
fun here.
I have +3.
You have +3? I feel like that's my lowest one.
I got a +1.
You got a +1. Let me check our sheets here. I have my altar's a 3 as well.
You want to go ahead and do it? It's your idea.
My sense is a 4. My altar's a 3. Yeah. Ryan's altar's a 4, but
I'm just gonna roll something real quick.
I'm the one talking to him. Can I attempt to Jedi mind trick this guy?
Sure. Real quick. Okay, DC 5.
Oh, was that his roll?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is an alter roll, correct? That's altering other people's shit. I think control is yourself, and sense
Mind
is...
trick is considered alter.
Okay, cool.
I'm looking at the Jedi Force powers.
Perfect. All right, let's see what I get.
Which has some also Sith powers, but we're not going to talk about that.
3. I might...
You rolled that as mirror, just so you know.
Weird. It's because I'm clicked on her, but I rolled it from my sheet.
Okay.
I can spend a fate point on just my high concept of being a Force acolyte to get the 5. What do you guys think? Should we take him?
Yeah.
I don't know what good he would do on this particular mission, but
It's not
I'm
just
not
the
really
fact that,
invested in him.
it's not to take him for the good of the mission. It's to take him to get him safe from the Empire. He knows something's going on.
So the only issue that I have with this logic is that they were just saying that he can't protect the people like in the prison, and if we take him, like we're kind of proving that right.
That was
We're
what he said
undermining
as
him.
well as like
I was thinking about that, but at this point, the deputy's good standing with the Empire is not really of concern because they're just going to say whatever they want and kick him out anyway as soon as he gets in their way, which he's already planning on doing.
It still certainly doesn't help the situation.
Yeah.
it,
And while I'm all for
does
kidnapping
also
people,
it does also, I will tell you, as a consideration, if the Empire wants this guy and the only thing keeping them from him is those bars, you might potentially be putting a target on your back as you ride into enemy territory.
I mean, we already kind of have a target on our back from the Empire.
According
Like
to the Empire, you're a bunch of random mooks.
that is true. But I don't think
shit.
that's going to be the case for long. I don't think we're going to stay out of their eye for too much longer.
Forever? No.
Yeah, no.
But another week or two might work.
Interesting choice of words.
Yeah. Well, somebody's eyes, not that guy's, but you know.
No, one eye blew this way, another blew that. Anyway,
yeah,
that's never gonna get old.
Are you going to spend a fate point to attempt to
I say we leave him in the cell.
A show of verbal hands. What are we saying? Let's go around. Kanor, what do you think?
Bring him with.
Okay, that's one yay. Kazron.
Leave him in his cell.
Okay, Mira.
Nay.
Nay. Pitter
Nay.
and Shar.
Take it.
So it's
So we're
literally
tied.
50-50.
We're tied.
All right, so
Literally a tie.
Does the
I think-
deputy's vote count for anything?
Yeah,
No,
no,
don't kick rocks.
no, he can fuck himself.
He's currently being Jedi Knight trick.
It seems like everybody else doesn't want to take him with. But
I
I
think
feel
he's more of a liability than an asset.
Here's
like
the
I don't
thing.
think that the information that
Bear
we
in
need-
mind, he's
And
not
like,
your
I don't know.
ally. He doesn't. He acknowledges you as a spark bearer. Whatever the.
I
fuck-
secretly want to get him back to his people. Is the thing.
Oh no!
Openly
Sure.
wanna get him back
I'm just
to
saying at this
Well,
moment in
secretly
time,
from the
there's also
deputy.
no guarantee he's not going to club you in the back of the head and shoot you.
Well, I'm gonna tell him I'm gonna try to get him back to his people once we're out of earshot of the deputy. Obviously,
I care less about the information that he has and more about the fact that he is a sentient creature who
I mean, if we
It's
get him back
probably-
to his people, that means we'll find out where his people are
Yeah,
and
but
can possibly talk to
literally-
them
is.
and what they're
literally,
dealing.
like,
Yeah.
For natural
you
resources,
have
and
to
cheap labor.
communicate that to us at all, like in this situation. So going off of each of our people is the only way to do this. Like you can actually communicate
All right.
that to us.
I have a feeling that when we come back to town, he'll be gone and disappeared by the Empire. That's why I want to get him out now.
I will tell you, at the moment, the Empire, that is like the third or fourth most important thing on their list. This
Yeah, but
isn't
they
like
have
your-
the resources to
I'm
do
just-
3 or 4
I-
things at once.
I understand. I'm telling you. That
Sure, they
based
don't give
on
that
the
much
way
of a
you
fuck
talk
about
and
it.
everything.
That's true.
This is like it's gonna be a problem.
Wait, what?
He presented it to you in like this is gonna be a problem down the line.
Sure.
Not like, hey, I need your help right the fuck now. The bigger problem is there's a bunch
Yeah,
of
right.
gang members who are gonna try and come in here and murder fuck the entire town.
Okay, well, I guess we'll leave him for now then.
I was
think
going to say, if you don't do it, I will.
You,
Like,
you
I
sure?
think
this
that
man's being imprisoned by the Empire for, like, minor trespass of a guy who I think is suspicious.
Yeah, I know.
I think this guy deserves to be free. And that's just, like, a priority for me as, like, somebody with Jedi morals. I think this is a sentient life who's being held against his will.
Okay.
I gotta get the guy out of there.
I gotta piss, but I'll be right back. You do whatever you want. I'm going to drop the subject as Cole, but if you would like to continue pressing for it after I have finished speaking, then go for it.
Yeah, I'll Jedi mind trick that guy into letting him come lit.
You have to say
Okay. You gotta present an idea to him. DC 5. But what are you jumping in with? Trying to convince him? Because I'll let you try to get some bonus here if you can present him a compelling argument that he's not hurt.
There, I don't know necessarily that I would be trying to make any other argument out loud.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna. These aren't the droids you're looking for him, even though they're clearly the droids you're looking for.
DC 5.
Ooh. I'll use a fate point to reroll, and then I was trying to do specifically this.
I will give you this. This is your trouble aspect. Is I can't just not help.
Yeah,
So good for you for playing into your trouble.
I will. I'll fully spend a second fate point to get myself to that 5.
Wow.
Invoking the fact that like my whole training is sneaking behind enemy lines and espionage and like
What was the first fate point you spent?
no, that was the first fate point, and then most of my force training is in like information gathering and espionage.
Oh, got it. So this is your first time using a fate point.
The second fate point I'm spending is just
No.
my No, I spent 1 fate point to reroll and then 1 fate point for a +2.
I'm saying you can't use the same aspect.
Oh yeah, no,
on
I'm saying I'm
payroll.
using because you're the one you brought it up. It's my trouble aspect that I'm invoking.
Fair enough. No. I'm just double checking. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't leave him behind.
Okay. I will tell you, you will succeed at a minor cost.
What will that cost me?
He will know. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. The deputy will be aware that something was just done to change his. He's gonna go along with it because he's like, I'm gonna trust my gut on this one, but he's not gonna feel right about it. And depending on what information my DM notes say he has about the Force, he will know whatever he can glean from that. So if he knows fuck all about the Force, he's just gonna assume like something weird happened here, and I don't know why, but I know it's associated with you. If he knows a lot about the Force, he's gonna put some stuff together. But you got to roll the dice on that.
Well, I did roll the dice, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah. So it's up to you. Do you want to succeed at a minor cost?
Yes.
Okay.
Give me the dude. Give me the crystal man.
Give me this crystalline companion.
Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Man.
I will confirm nor deny that his quest line is based on Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because I love taking... I operate by the principle that you shouldn't rip off good media, you should rip off bad media with a nugget of a cool idea.
Yeah.
Great. I'm assuming the trigger phrase for him is just, you should let the prisoner accompany us.
Yeah.
Or like something of the sort.
I kind of like... Everybody around here knows that I'm a Jedi already, so I don't need to hide it, but just... There's no harm in letting him come with us.
Well, I suppose maybe there ain't no harm in letting him go with you. And then he kind of is like, what the fuck am I saying? Great. He just kind of nods like a, yeah. Maybe for the best anyway. Empire breathing down my... Is like the imp's breathing down my damn neck. Couldn't hurt to put some distance, but keep him quiet, all right? Don't be... It's like, if you're taking him, then do me a favor and leave after nightfall, where I can sneak him out the back door without that many people notice.
Sounds reasonable.
Quiet, okay. Him and his folk ain't even supposed to be this close to town.
Okay.
I'm going back to the office for a bit. You know, got a damn headache all of a sudden.
Also do that.
Daniel, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Let me notice.
I'm back.
Actually, you know what? Daniel and Ben both roll me notice.
Okay. Holy shit.
Well, you know.
Oh my god!
Okay.
That's great.
Ben, here's the offer I'm going to extend to you, and I'm going to do this a little bit unconventionally.
Huh?
I'm going to do this a little bit unconventionally. I'm a bit of a rebel. I'm a bit of a bad boy this episode. Okay. Do you mind me being a little bit of a bad boy?
He's a bit of a rebel. Empire. They're here. Get him.
Get him.
Nice.
Here's how I'm going to do this. You've just noticed something.
Okay.
If you want to, now let me be clear. You are about to make a decision as Ben, not as Colt. Okay?
Okay.
If you choose to accept that you saw something, you will have information, but potentially put yourself at risk due to having that information. If you choose not to have the information, you'll be safe but ignorant of a future threat.
A future what?
Not even a threat. Sorry, a future a piece of information that could become relevant later. You will be ignorant to, but the danger that might come of it, you will be safe. So you just gotta just tell me, like, at this moment in time with everything going on, is this the point where you want to know about this, or is it better to just let's just keep everything safe? Nothing's going to happen immediately. Regardless, nothing will happen immediately.
It's a notice. It's not like
Do you want to push over the first in a string of dominoes?
Are you going to private message this or in some way only send this information to me? Or are you going to just say that?
I think that's spicier. So yes, I will DM it to you.
And then I will have to figure out how to disseminate that in character.
No. I'll tell you straight up what you see.
Yeah.
I will not tell you I will tell you what domino you knocked over. I won't tell you what it hits.
Well, yeah, obviously. I don't understand how having the information could put me more at risk, but I feel like I understand that it's probably true. However, I don't think that putting myself more at risk is a detriment to my character. I think that my character's had taken on plenty of risk in his day, so he probably would be fine with it. So I would love to know what it is I'm seeing and or sensing potentially.
Andor's a different guy.
Yeah, Andor is a different guy.
I am DMing it to you exactly right now.
Cool. Now, how's this Jedi mind trick going? Do I need to spend a fate?
We have the prisoner at nightfall tonight.
We did succeed. How'd you do that?
At a minor cost.
What was the minor cost?
That the deputy, if he knows anything about the Force, knows that I used the Force on him.
Well, he just feels weird about it.
Well, specifically, he knows that he just experienced a rapid change of mind and feels weird about it. But it's just up to my DM notes. If he knows what a Jedi mind trick is, which unlikely, he's gonna put some stuff together.
Yeah,
if he doesn't know, all he's gonna know is I was in a conversation where I was 100% sure of one thing, and then suddenly that 180.
Right. I think that makes perfect sense. I would like to point out that there is precedent in Star Wars for multiple people using Jedi mind trick at the same time. So if my role could potentially give Shar some kind of advantage on this role, if not, that makes sense. That's fine too.
I'm going to say no for now, but I will take this into consideration for next time.
Okay.
I will take this into consideration for next time if you guys choose to go in on this together and double team somebody.
Sure, because he already
one of you gets him in the medulla oblongata, the other one gets him in the prefrontal cortex.
Yeah.
Kinky.
Did you send me this message yet?
Ew.
Ew, what? What are you talking about?
Getting him in the medulla oblongata? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
There you go. It's on Facebook. Anyway.
Okay, cool.
Deputy basically said, come by the sheriff's station after dark, because I don't want eyeballs on this. I'll slip him out the back door in a pair of cuffs and a cloak over him, or on a hooded poncho, because it's Star Wars. Y'all can take him and do what you need with him. But just, please, get him back in one piece, or get him back in one piece, and don't attract a lot of attention about this, especially getting him out of town, because his folk ain't even supposed to be this close to a settlement.
What happens if we don't get him back to you exactly the way we got him from you?
We're gonna get him back exactly the way we got him. Don't mind him.
Let's have that conversation if and when we have to have it.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
No, don't. Can't or no.
But
Ixnay on
but it just says, let's have that conversation if and when it becomes relevant. But like I said, my damn head is killing me.
You should probably go lay down and drink a glass of milk, blue milk.
He throws his hands up and he goes, "Who's got the time? I'm one of the new ranking town officials, and haven't you heard? We're getting ready for a damn parade." And he kind of like walks off, just like in a fuck my life kind of way.
Okay. Who's driving this thing?
Man, I'm gonna post this guy's request on /r/choosing beggars. Because fuck, for someone who's in desperate need of help, he sure was demanding and kind of an asshole about it.
He said,
Yeah.
I mean, he just said, if you're going to take a prisoner as a Suicide Squad-esque, like, ad hoc deputy mission...
Well, no, before that.
Here's a car, go out and ambush the bad guys?
No, when we started making requests and demands of how we wanted to do this.
He really doesn't give a fuck how you do it. He's just like, there's like 2 or 3 guys out there.
Yeah,
I don't care what happens to them.
Right.
It's only when you were like, can we abduct a prisoner in a Suicide Squad-esque?
Yeah.
That was
that
when
he became a problem.
I thought he was gonna be cool about it.
Well,
because
you
clearly didn't
wrong.
want to die in the Empire's hand either.
Here's the position this guy is in. The person who he basically used as his living Bible for how to run this town, for reasons that were not disclosed to him, said, I want to keep this guy under lock and key. I think there's something else weird going on here. That guy died and never disclosed what happened. So he's like, I got to keep this guy and try and basically, like, the deputy is on a whole other quest line separate from y'all.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And he keeps sending us on his side quests.
Exactly. Let's go deal with these
outright. He had a whole other crew that he was getting ready to send, and then a man's eyes exploded, and suddenly they were like, yo, I just remembered, my daughter has a ballet recital. Also, I got a daughter. That shit's crazy.
So now that we have the prisoner, now what?
So,
get out of here.
Hold on, I think we're skipping a step. Or did we get the prisoner?
Well, we got to wait back forward to like 10 o'clock at night when you guys are about ready to get this guy out of here.
Yeah.
So since we have a bit of a time skip, I would like to just insert in that amount of time going to Doc Smiley and fixing, and then we can go.
You do, in fact, go in there. It's not even a roll that needs to happen for you to install his flavor module. You have unlocked a single flavor that Doc Smiley is capable of producing.
Yay!
It is canonically correct.
And I keep avoiding the eyes of Cole and Shar as
Doc Smiley thanks you for making him feel all better. And says that ain't this just the rootinest tootness feeling in the whole wide west.
So
yes.
I owe you one, Bucker.
He's like shutting down.
A spark shoots out of the side of his monitor as he happily chortles off to attend to his duties.
Cool. That reminded me of one other quick thing. I did buy a grape lollipop for Doc. So I just want to give him that real quick before we go.
It is the daytime. Doc does not come out during the day. But you are
I slip it under the door.
You hear a I want to say it's a deep sigh, but it's not his usual deep sigh of like frustration. It's like there's a forlornness to it.
So Peter slips it under the door with a note that Peter fixed the Doc Smiley as now he has flavors, and also Peter got Doc the best flavor. so that he knows he's been missing out on and what everybody.
The last thing you see before you leave Doc Smiley's is basically there's a man who slipped coming out of the bar, broke it or sprained his ankle. He's currently being treated in a bed by Doc Smiley. His powerful pneumatic arms trying to restrain him as the man is resisting being swaddled in a blanket. As he attempts to pull a blaster and fires it into the ceiling light, a lollipop is shoved into the man's mouth, and he has a "Get off me, you damn puppy!" And the guy has a "That ain't half bad, actually." He kind of calms down.
Yes.
Nice.
Peter knew that was the right choice.
Peter nods I am truly the master of both man and machine.
Mm-hmm.
The color purple truly heals all wounds.
It is a good color.
Thank you, Oprah.
Yes.
So before we approach nightfall and head out and do all this craziness, Kazron has now calmed down, seen to the happiness of the two most innocent people in the party, in his personal opinion, and turns to Shar and Cole and says, "Listen, we're not going to talk about what happened earlier. I'm just not going to do it. But you best believe that these people on the outskirts of town, I plan on having me some fun."
Listen, you know all that murder I did? We're not going to talk about it. But I'm going to do some more murder. Just like
Yeah.
this.
Oh, you mean that part where you made a dude's eyes explode?
I don't know what you're talking about, Kanor. This is not the Sith you're looking for. I'll just try to refrain from doing it in town.
That's all we can ask for, I suppose.
Are there any other preparations that you want to make before you set off to deal with this scouting party? I remind you, several of you do not actually have a weapon aside from your lightsaber. It's you don't have a
I have my vibra blade and the Force.
I thought I had a blaster.
Yes, you, Mira, and Hitter, I believe, are the only ones that actually have a gun.
Yeah.
I don't need one.
I refuse.
Okay. You.
Suit yourself.
And I have my vibra blade.
Sure.
And my lightsaber, which nobody knows that I have.
Give me a sec. I need to run to the restroom. I'll be right back.
All right, I'm going to grab some water as well. Hold on.
I don't know about you guys, but Peter is super excited about this mission because as soon as they heard that we're going to deal with those same bandits again, there was I'm going to get me a new buzzsaw.
So, no, I don't trust this deputy. I thought he was a comrade, but I don't think so.
Oh, that also brings up something interesting. So, Peter glossed over it pretty easily because they're excited about the buzzsaw, but Peter was very confused watching that situation about how the deputy very adamant about why that happened.
For whatever reason, we're losing half your transmission.
I hate this. Okay, so I was saying, Peter was very confused seeing the deputy be very adamant about his views on the prisoner and then suddenly change his mind.
Does Peter speak about it?
Not currently, because Peter is too busy being excited about future Buzzsaw.
The light side of the Force is a gateway to many abilities some might find dope as fuck.
Yeah, but the Sith had more fun. Anyway, is DM back?
No.
Or he's still peeing? Because I want to make sure, because I have a physical checkbox marks, and I don't remember when it's from, and whether.
That definitely should not still be there.
No, we've had long rests.
Yeah.
And
the check boxes, stress boxes go away immediately after the fight. It's like short rest.
Yeah.
Regeneration.
I remember this one being a little bit more.
Oh, wada.
Hey, DM.
Yeah.
I still have a physical checkbox.
Oh, you can get rid of that.
Okay.
See?
And fate points: 1 current, 3 refresh, 4 cap. Did that refresh recently?
You can refresh, yes.
Okay, so
Pretty
I currently
much at the end of each encounter, everything except for your consequences refreshes back.
Well, not fate points.
All right, yeah, but it's been like a day, so yes, your fate points
Yeah.
also refresh.
Fate
But
points
yes,
refresh at the end of like a scenario
Yes.
So
that-
I have
those are
4.
affecting your daily.
or a scene.
So I
rather.
currently have.
I don't know.
So I currently now have 4. Because that's
For
the
what?
skill cap. Fate
For
points.
what?
Or I don't,
Wait, you don't have.
No, your refresh is your cap for fate point accumulation.
okay. Okay. Fixed. Thank you.
Well, your refresh is how many fate points you get when you rest,
Refresh.
or when you get them back naturally. But you can, through like compels and stuff, get above your refresh. I think.
That's correct. Yes, but generally speaking,
It's up to this. Okay.
Well, generally speaking, your fate points can go down. Like it reset if you somehow accumulate 7 fate points. At the end of the scenario, it will go back down to 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It just resets to your refresh.
Anything
Well-
that has longer term ramifications would generally be under the parameters of like honestly just another aspect to a thing.
Yeah, or an
Okay.
extra.
So, quick question. It currently reads 1, refresh is 3, skill cap is 4.
Your current should go back up to 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Your
And
skill
refresh
cap-
should stay at 3.
correct.
Okay.
Skill cap just means the highest level of a skill that you have.
Oh,
So your
okay.
best-
It's under
your
fate
best-
points. So I
I
didn't
don't know why
know.
it's there, but yeah, your best possible skill, you should have a +4.
Once we complete a significant milestone or a major milestone, that goes up to 5.
It might be
Cool.
coming soon. Anything?
Yeah.
Maybe
Well, we
I have-
haven't. I don't think we've had even a significant milestone yet. I don't remember how many.
Maybe I've chosen a recent time to dabble in fuckery.
Oh boy.
That doesn't sound unusual from you at all. A little bit, yeah. Just a wee bit.
Anyway,
Anyway, so I
Yeah,
guess we approached
so-
the jail at night in our little speeder.
Yes. You were basically given custody to check out the speeder. Basically showed up a few minutes before. Picture the speeder cruiser type of thing that Luke Skywalker is in, where it's like the open top.
yeah.
Various like a flat, like you know the one, right?
Yeah.
Is it a
It
6-seater?
is. This is the Star Wars equivalent of like a beat to fuck pickup truck.
Okay. Is this
Like,
a
one of the
is this
doors
a
on the
repulsor
speeder-
lift or is this a
that?
speeder?
Who's at the controls? I assume I am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta make sure you got the right skills for it.
Yes, this is actually it is a land hover cruiser.
Yeah. Is it a hover skiff or a repulsor lift? Because those are 2 different skills. You can't mix those up.
Two very distinct abilities because, as we all know, Star Wars is a hard magic system. George Lucas
we are-
actually was the ghostwriter for Brandon Sanderson. I don't know if you knew that.
We're taking the piss of the old West End Games D6 system that has fucking minutia for every little fucking detail.
A laser blaster and a plasma pistol are two distinct weapons that you need to be trained separately in.
Or jetpack versus rocket pack. Like, it's the same shit.
Okay.
Now, Luke, I know that I've never indicated that I have any training in a lightsaber whatsoever, but I do have shoot. Can I throw the lightsaber like a boomerang?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, fam, that sounds lit. Go ahead and give it a try.
All right.
This is Fate. This is Star Wars, where a blaster bolt can be used to either close or open a door as the scene permits.
Right, depending on what the scene requires when you shoot the panel.
Sure enough, there is a large dent in the side of one of the doors to the skiff, which is true to form a different color than the rest of it.
Nice.
There is a space cassette tape that has been stuck in there for like 4 cycles now. It only plays Space Leonard Skinner.
I thought it played the Starland vocal band, Absolute Afternoon Delight.
It plays
forever.
It plays Cygnus X1 Part 1 on loop.
And the entire thing, like, it's a good thing that it's a top-down because the interior reeks of spaceports.
Ah.
That's a Newport.
Space what?
That's a joke about Newport cigarettes.
Oh.
Spaceports.
That's funny.
But yeah, you start the thing up. You notice very quickly, this has more in common with your old rig than it does with like a speeder bike, for example. It has the turning radius of the Death Star.
But the Death Star spins on an axis.
That's what I was thinking.
Fine. It has the turning radius of a Star Destroyer.
Better. I'm sorry.
It has the turning radius of an AT-AT, which I remind you does not have ball and socket joints.
I know. Much better.
It has the turning radius of a granite obelisk.
Okay.
But yes, as you back it out of the thing, truly having to like floor it to get it to move. It is the definition of a hunk of shit rust bucket. You have never felt more at home. Your heart swells with joy.
Oh my god.
You look in the glove compartment. It's a half-empty bottle of malt liquor and a crushed-up pack of space cigarettes, both your chosen brand.
He's the deputy.
No, this was just like a piece of shit vehicle that the sheriff like repossessed off of somebody that he used when he needed to go ranging.
Oh, this was impounded. Okay.
Oh, it would an impounded vehicle.
No, yes, exactly. He said, like, we don't leave town very often, so when we need to, this is the hunk of shit that the sheriff has, because we didn't have enough money to buy a better one. The thing about being a podunk frontier town in the middle of nowhere is you kind of don't need to leave very often.
Fair.
But yeah, I just like the idea of Kanor just opens the glove compartment, finds a pack of Marlboro Gold, just smiles. My brand. At home.
Oh, light one up. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Damn death sticks. Anyway.
Yeah, they're death sticks, yeah.
Finds a pack of death sticks.
Sorry.
So's that thing on your waist.
But anyway, sure enough, the back door opens. Deputy comes walking out, holding somebody tight by the bicep. All you can see, just hood pulled low, black canvas poncho, obscuring features, but you can't see the handcuffs united in the middle.
Those really necessary, the cuffs?
Well, he is a prisoner.
I'm going to hop in the front seat.
Great. He hands him over to you. He holds up the key, passes it. I was going to say he passes it to Shar, because Shar is the one that incepted him with the idea.
Okay.
But it doesn't really matter who has the key.
Well, I'll take hold of the guy, and then Char can take the key.
Yeah, I'll take responsibility for the man.
Great. He has a sort of like, if you catch a look of his face under the hood, it's just an emotionless, like, I am being led from, like, I was in a box, now I am being led to a car.
Makes sense.
As he says, I want to presume, due to the handcuffs, that this is not that this is not my flight to freedom. And she goes, no. You are going to have a rare opportunity to commune your sentence and prove to me that you ain't up to the shit that Sheriff Haran thought you was up to. These fine folk here are to make sure that you don't run off before you can find a way to be useful. And he goes, now, you get one thing straight. I know your face. Any funny business, and if any of these fine folk here don't come back to town, you'll find this planet going to become a real small place real quick. Get me, friend? See, nods, he goes, if it pleases the will of the great fire, I will attune to the resonance of obedience.
I'd say to the deputy, that means he says he's complying.
I know what it means. I've been listening to him ramble off this nonsense the entire time. I gotta hear one more thing about the resonances of the great whatever. Just,
it's really funny.
It's just like, I've been listening to him for a goddamn week now.
Yeah, he's our problem now.
All right.
Go take that nap. Go take that nap.
Yeah, go resonate out of here.
Yeah, he nods and he goes, I got a he goes, duly noted. Just take care of them boys up there and try and figure out what that scouting party might know or not know, what they planning. In the meantime, I got a rare opportunity ahead of me. The governor's gone off to be fitted for a new suit. So for once, he's managed to crawl his way out of my ass.
All I can see is Mel Brooks from Blazing Saddles in a suit that says "Gov" on the back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I thank him. I'll take custody of the guy, get him into the speeder, and let's get out of here.
Great. He is sitting in the speeder, just sort of staring off ahead. It's like he looks like he's curious as to what's going to happen, but not enough to like. He looks like someone is showing him a YouTube video on their phone that he's like mildly interested in, but he's more just kind of going along with it to be polite.
Yeah. So I would like to talk to him on our way there if we can.
Sure. You have the coordinates, so Kanor is just do me a favor. Give me.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, Kanor. Okay. I constantly get you and Kazron confused, so I apologize.
No worries.
It's fine.
Give me a drive check. Hot diggity daffodil.
Damn.
You immediately, it's the like, as you're just like kind of rubbing on the dashboard, like, come on, baby. Like, I know you got more to show us under the hood. And just, full disclosure, I don't know how to drive I don't know how to drive a stick shift, but like,
all I gotta do is massage the gas and pop the clutch, and there we go.
Yeah, and then suddenly you hear it go from the as you are, it's like driving on glass. Incredibly scratched, cracked glass. But glass. It'd become a Lambo, but like it's moving. As you're just going along, basically this is just like as you go onto the natural surface of the planet to avoid the various like volcanic pits and like randomly exploding ground.
Easy peasy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as you are, what do you call it? As you are headed out, Ben, you said you wanted to talk to him.
I would like to.
Great. He's just patiently waiting.
I sit with him in the back of the speeder, and I say, I would like to get you home if we can.
If it pleases the will of the Great Fire, I attune to the resonance of confusion. You wish to send me home, but I am home.
Where are the rest of your people? You don't belong in a jail cell for doing nothing wrong. For doing something wrong that would have only a normal person would have spent a single night in jail and been let loose.
If it pleases the will of the Great Fire, I will attune to the resonance of... And he kind of thinks about it for a sec, and he says, I'm trying to think of the fancy word for the emotion that he wants to express.
Yeah.
He says gratitude with discontent.
Discontent?
He says, you wish to return me to my people, but that is not a thing that I can do. I wish to it is the will of the Great Fire that I remain in town. The only way that I am permitted to do so is inside of that cell. And so there my watch remains.
I ask him what I should call him. What is his name?
He says, great. He looks at you. He's going to roll empathy real quick.
Okay. Holy shit.
My name, he says that the name that resonates with my fire is Dorian.
Is that Dorion?
Doryan. Dorian.
Oh. Well, Dorian, I fear that the people who live in town mean you ill will.
This is understood.
Mean to harm you.
This is understood.
I don't know how much longer you can remain in the safety of the jail cell. If you tell me what you're looking for in town, I know you said the mayor and the in his mansion bears a false spark, but what do you intend to do about it?
I seek to return the false spark to its rightful resting place. So may it please the Great Fire.
Did he take it from there? Is that somewhere on this planet?
Much more I fear I cannot say. If it pleases the Great Fire, I will attune to the resonance of... What's the word for... He he feels bad about the fact that he's suspicious of you, but he feels bad about it.
Ambivalence.
I suppose guilt. As he says, although you are a spark, yes, although you and your companion are spark bearers, I fear this matter is still beyond you. It is
Well-
it is this one who was charged to retrieve the false spark.
Well, I feel that this is a matter of great importance, and I can sense that something surrounding the mayor is out of balance in the force. And I will do everything I can to right that balance. And if you are on the same path, then I will do everything that I can to assist you in your goal.
He nods and says that he supposes they will see if your words resonate true with the Great Fire.
Mm.
But he says
All right.
yeah.
Is anybody besides me curious about what the Great Fire is?
I was thinking about it.
To hold yourself fast, Sparkbearer. It says that there are many in that place that walk. He says there are many in that place that would walk astride the Great Fire and not within it.
Is that place he's referring to the governor's mansion?
The whole town.
Or the whole town?
He says there are many, or he says there are many there, as well as around us, that would walk astride the Great Fire.
Astride. So, like, parallel to it and not, like...
Not within it.
Right. I understand that. My philosophy is that each person must walk their own path and choose their own destiny. But
I wouldn't walk within the Great Fire simply because I'm flammable.
Okay, so when Cole says what he says, he shakes his head in a kind of like dejected way and says, if it pleases the Great Fire, I will attune to acceptance. And then when you make your dumb joke about being flammable, he looks at you with his too pale, too perfect, almost luminescent eyes. And then he nods to you like you've just said some Sun Tzu shit. And then proceeds to just stare ahead.
Okay.
All right.
I catch him up on what we're currently trying to do. Tell him about how there are people who would hurt the people in town and how we're going to try to cut them off before they can harm more people.
Great. He nods as he is great. He nods as he is kind of understanding this, going along with it. Real quick, did you actually mean that you want to ask him about what the Great Fire is, or was that you saying that out of character?
No, I was literally, legitimately wondering what the Great Fire was. Kanor was.
Oh, Kanor was saying it?
Yes. Okay. Inquiring minds want to know.
He says that the Great Fire is the light and the energy that surrounds and illuminates all that you see, all that you feel. It is the flame that burns in the heart of all things living and dead.
It's his people's interpretation of the Force.
Pitter's pretty sure that's the description of the sun.
I love Pitter.
Perhaps his people believe that the Force comes from light and the sun.
I will say, when you say Pitter believes that is the sun that you are describing, he nods in the way that, like, when you're describing something to a child and they, like, almost get it.
Yeah.
Where it's in the way of, like,
you're so close, kid.
Like, I'm not going to correct you, but, like, I'm proud of you that you got that far.
Right. I would like to ask him, does our current mission of stopping these outriders from harming the people of the town, does that align? Is that a path that walks through the Great Fire?
All
Would
paths. He says that all paths walk through the Great Fire.
Well, you said before that certain people in town walk adjacent to the Great Fire.
Don't fuck him like that.
Well,
That's my friend.
he's my friend too, but he's being recalcitrant.
He's not my friend.
Well, good. Nobody wants to be your
If it
friend.
pleases the Great
You're
Fire,
bad.
I attune to the resonance of patience.
Thank
I
you.
don't think that man. I turn around. I don't think he has patience.
You sit floating in a great sea, and you wonder. You sit floating on your back in a great sea, and you wonder if the current that drags you forth passes through its waves, even as you see creatures below attempt to leap towards the sky.
Who's he say that to?
To me, I assume.
Okay.
After I asked him about the fire.
Okay. I thought he said
Says,
patience.
I do not know. He says, if you are asking me if the path that we are on is good or evil, and he says those like they're a different language that he's like, am I saying those right?
Yeah.
It says good or evil. I do not know. He says,
That's fair.
he
go
says,
ahead.
I have my mission. The task that I was set forth to aid in the Great Fire. And he shrugs and he says, this, who can say?
That
Says
is
that many people, my actions here as well as yours, may cause many lives to be spared. It may bring mass death. All things are true when illuminated by the Great Fire.
Well, let's start.
Is he done now? Can I respond?
Yes.
Okay. I say to him that's fine. I just wanted to. I appreciate your patience in explaining to me these things and and sharing with me your philosophy. I more wanted to interpret whether or not our current objective you personally are opposed to. I would not want to make someone participate in actions that they do not consent to. Your being handed to us by the sheriff was merely subterfuge for your imminent release. You are no longer.
I would admittedly prefer if my actions were not taken under duress. But that being said, when I was sent to retrieve the false spark, I knew that it would likely be unsavory.
Okay.
Kana was thinking, oh god, more boogie woogie bullshit.
Shar, did you ever unhandcuff him?
Presumably.
I presume you would have done it like as soon as we got in the car, but
Yeah.
I assumed it was like the second you were outside of the deputy's point of view.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He didn't really. He just sort of put his hands up to receive the key and then put his hands back in his lap like it made actually no difference to him whether or not he was handcuffed.
Right.
Cuffs and key.
I say to I forgot his name. This guy.
It is variably you can pronounce it Dorian, or Dorian.
Gotcha.
Much like George Lucas trying to figure out how to pronounce Chewbacca, it's regional.
Right. I say to him that I personally am doing this out to make sure that the people of town, I'm doing this to make sure that more death and destruction is averted. To keep peace within town. But once we are finished with this mission, I am more than happy to help him on his goal. We're gonna have to find somewhere to lay low for a little bit, but I would like to assist him if I can.
He goes to say something. Kanor, you hear a loud snap from somewhere inside the chassis of the vehicle.
Oh shit.
The hood flies up, obscuring your vision as a cloud of steam begins to pour out of the hood.
Well, I'm not in traffic or anything, am I? I don't really need to see where I'm going. I'm probably on a dirt road with nobody around, right?
You are effectively in the middle of a rocky plain.
I will bring the vehicle to as controlled a stop as is possible under the circumstances.
As you start to slow down, you feel it sort of lower, scrape the floor, rise up again, like a plane coming to a rough landing. As you just.
Oh yeah, I've bounced a couple of times.
And just sort of
we have stolen a better hunk of shit.
We didn't steal
We
this.
were given this one.
Figure speech.
Great.
I think Jack probably impounded it.
You hear a pop as a small explosion from inside the hood. Which the good news is it blows off the latch and the hood falls down.
Oh my god!
Fabulous. Hey, Pitter Patter.
Yes.
How would you like to do what you do best?
Yes.
Please do that voodoo that you do so well.
Pitter is going to do as they typically do. I'm going to start with trying to sense what is wrong. Let's see how well that goes.
Ooh, a map.
Oh boy!
I mean, it's not loaded. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Your figures were on here. Where did they go?
Oh no!
Drag them from the combat tracker.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Oh yeah.
No, that's not it.
At the bottom of the combat tracker, there's the little colored boxes. You drag the green one onto the map, and it should put us on there.
There we go.
You did it.
You did it. You did it. You did it. Yeah. But yeah, as you are effectively just like a hand. Let me just. What's the? There we go. Inflate. Inflate.
Don't.
What are you talking about?
I wanted you to be a bit bigger on the map.
Pitter's a little too big there.
Looks about
Oh
right.
my
to
god!
me.
Why are we huge?
It's taking up like 17 boxes, Pitter, according to me. There we go.
Also, our tokens are locked.
Who dares put these lines on my map?
The tokens are locked.
How do I undo that?
In the menu on the side, you can click the lock tokens button.
I have unlocked the tokens.
Oh Jesus!
Bless you.
Well, let's let that happen for a bit.
Oh no! I can't stop him.
You've done this.
He's uncontrollable. Okay, I got him.
It's my licensing free yakety sax.
Yeah.
It's the Benny Hill song, but played on a jizz whaler.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Played
yeah.
by. I'm sorry, I didn't say I'm actually. Actually, it's played by a jizz whaler. They're the musicians. The instruments have a different name. I just don't know what the fuck they're called.
No, you're just kind of slapping their bald ass head like a bongo.
It's like a jizzophone. I don't know.
The jizzophone.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Well, how else are they gonna blast that hot?
And this is why this channel is 18 plus.
Yes.
I didn't name the
No,
music.
it's 18 plus because I can do things like this. Cunt. Anyway.
Yeah. That
Disney's
too.
just afraid. Disney changed it to Jats, but we know.
We know.
Real, true hardcore fans know that music is called Jizz.
The real one. I will lock your token again.
Trying to get it in the right. There we go.
The real ones know it's called
Jats sounds
Slave
like-
One.
The real one?
The real ones know that it's called Slave One.
So
Oh.
we're broken down in the middle of the desert, and
like,
Pitter
yeah,
Patter
2 in
is
the
trying
morning.
to fix our stuff because that's what she do.
Yes.
Yes.
Peter would like 2 cents. What is wrong with the vehicle?
Right. It's you just like, okay, let's see what's wrong with you. As you're just kind of working on it, roll me. I guess it would be your force sense if you wish to use the force.
Yes.
I'm gonna say everyone who is also force sensitive, only force sense with that roll as the difficulty to try and basically like, or you know what? Are you what level is your force sense at? Like, what's the skill level?
Me?
Yes.
Nothing.
It's just at a 0.
Yeah, currently it is at a 0.
Then I guess just get me above a 0 to sense that some hoodoo voodoo is going on. Or I don't know if it's stealth because I don't know that Pitter's particularly trying to hide it because they don't know what they're
No,
doing.
Peter doesn't even know what they're doing. Peter's just trying to
I'm
figure
gonna
it
say
out.
0 is probably. I'm gonna say 0 is probably fine. Holy fuck! That could not be more perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty
What?
funny.
The acolyte who has spent decades training knocks it out of the park. The guy who hasn't really used the force in a while, like easily knows what's going on, but doesn't have any additional information. And Kazron was busy doing something else.
Yeah, pretty
Kazron
much.
doesn't give a shit about sensing other things. He was
Kazron
just
was
taught how to
busy
force
teaching-
choke people.
Kazron was nursing a semi over the memory of blowing that guy's eyes out.
I don't know about that, but he's definitely thinking about other shit.
Out of curiosity, Mira.
You want Mira to roll?
Yeah. They're force sensitive, and they're arguably the closest one to Pitter.
They are also don't have sense force. So wait, they're the closest one to Pitter. I'm also still. Well, we're still in the car. Pitter got out of the car.
No.
I meant
Yeah.
like on an interpersonal level.
Like emotionally.
Oh,
Like that thing where it's like you're an enemy, but you kind of want to hang out and play skee ball together.
Oh,
okay. What happens?
I believe they call them a fiend.
We've all rolled.
Great.
What happens now?
Any of you who rolled above a 0 are aware somebody has reached out and touched the force in your presence.
Uh-huh.
Cole, you can immediately just like you look over and you are locked in as you see Pitter put like they in their arms they've got like tools and everything they're kind of futzing with. You see one of their hands just lay itself along the engine block of the speeder and a little like think of cell shading where the edges of an object are colored in, right?
Oh, I hear the doo 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 like force
The
theme
little
song thing.
exactly a sort of wave go over as you watch. It's almost for a brief second you can see from Pitter's point of view, but you can't decipher the information. The same way that when you reach into a mind, it's as if that person's mind is splayed out like a book for you to read. that
Wow.
with this engine, this being is communing with this machine on the same
Huh.
level that you can commune with an organic thing,
Interesting.
which is not a thing normally that the Force can do.
I'm gonna have to bring that up to Pitter later.
You didn't know they were Force sensitive, by the way.
No, not until this moment.
Mm-hmm. I will say you can also tell, just intuitively, this person has no fucking clue what they're doing.
Okay, yeah, they're
Like,
just kind of
not like-
reaching
not
out
like they're
randomly
using
with the Force.
in an amateurish way. They don't know they're tapping into the Force.
It's like a baby who just has the automatic grasping response.
It's exactly that.
Yeah, like they're doing it like that. Yeah, no, I get that. Okay, interesting.
And it's you just kind of watching it. I think it's sort of. It's like it's like watching a wildlife documentary where you're just sort of enthralled watching this sort of. It's honestly kind of beautiful seeing the Force in its raw state where they're not doing the normal hand movements, they're not meditating, they're doing just what is right and proper according to their grasp of the Force.
Right.
Pitter-patter.
Which honestly is probably the way that I was trained, just completely Force anarchy.
Yes and no. You were still taught how to meditate. You were still taught
that's
the
true.
proper way to stand in basic katas for using the Force.
Right.
I'm talking about seeing an otter crack open a clam on its belly, where you can just tell it is something primal about the way they're doing this.
Sure. Yeah.
Everyone's looking at you really fucking weird.
Peter looks up from
You're here to work, and honestly, it's a little bit inconsiderate because I'm a professional and I'm trying to get us out of here, and I would appreciate some space.
Actually, I think only Cole and Shar have deduced what is happening here. I think Kazron and Mira did not succeed the role.
Yeah, I did not.
Fair enough.
Oh, I definitely didn't. I'm just focused on what's going on around us.
Sure.
I'm looking to see why this happened, not what happened or who's fixing it.
I'm just doing the Jeremy Clarkson, bonking the fender with a hammer. Just sort of.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Nice.
That's fucking hilarious.
Peter, are you just kind of rolling this off whatever, man?
You sound kind of far away. I couldn't get that.
I said, are you just kind of you notice Shar and Cole kind of looking at you as you're that's weird. Why is this happening?
Peter pauses in what they're doing to look up at them and just kind of squints at them and is like, Peter is kind of busy, but do you need something?
No, not at all. Go about what you're doing. You do your thing.
Okay. Peter gets back to work.
I glance at Shar. What are you looking like, Shar? Are you looking like you're obviously looking at Pitter?
So there was a point earlier in the campaign where I figured out that she could use the Force, but was not trained at all in it.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't surprising to me, but I have realized that what am I going to do about it kind of thing.
Right. Do you look oblivious to what's happening, or if I were to look at you, does it look like you are kind of tuned in to what's happening? In the way that if somebody was having a conversation in the other room and you kind of were perking your head up to try to listen to it, does it look like that, or does it look like you're completely oblivious and ambivalent to what she's doing?
No, I would like to be able to help her figure it out.
Okay.
So I think I'm trying to think what Shar would say, because realistically speaking, if I from Shar's perspective, based on what's going on, if I train her how to be a Jedi, and she starts doing Jedi stuff and does that in front of
I don't
think she's old enough to realize,
right.
or not necessarily old enough, because you're not a baby.
Peter's 35 years old.
You do realize she's right there.
I don't know how old Pitter is. I just like the idea of Pitter's like.
I don't think he's saying this in character. I think he's saying
Yeah,
this is like
the way that Pitter acts leads me to believe that anything that I give her information-wise, she's going to take fully pragmatically and not get that this whole religion is outlawed and she could be killed for it.
yeah.
I'm afraid that training her might be dangerous.
Yeah, I don't. So I'm a much more ambivalent towards the hate that the Force users get from the Empire because I probably haven't had to deal with it a whole lot. Well, that's not true. I probably have had to deal with it, but I still don't give a fuck as much. So I probably would not feel the same way. But I think Colin and Char need to have a conversation about the rest of the party later about how just like everybody's Force sensitive and we both know it now.
Except for Kanor.
He's just kind of hanging out with us. Yeah.
I think there's got to be a little conspiracy developing that Kanor is actually Master Yoda in disguise.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wild.
Kanor, like Han Solo finding out like Luke's Force sensitive. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi was Force sensitive.
Yeah.
Then he finds out Leia was Force sensitive. Turned into Chewie. Like, come on, dude, you fucking move a box or whatever. I need to see this. I'm the only one.
High key, yeah, just like, oh man, if you're, Chewie, if you're a Jedi, you legally have to tell me, right? Do you want to use any fate points on this diagnostic check?
Let's see. Yes, I would like to. Sure. I'll just go with chaotic freelance mechanic to start, and I want to do that to reroll. Sure. Okay.
Give me above a 2.
Come on. Nope. 1.
Can I would like to ask if I can spend a fate point to either like add my own, like if I roll a sense force roll and add it to hers, or just give her my fate point to put myself in tune with her rudimentary use of this force skill and kind of guide her.
I will say
mentally through the Force.
You can do that if Peter is aware that you are doing something and accepts it. Like if you can diegetically get Peter to agree to this.
Well, I would just be reaching out with the Force and touching Peter's mind with the Force, and then it would be up to Peter, like mentally, whether or not to allow that connection. Like nothing physical has to happen in order for this to do its thing, I assume.
I mean, now it's not like a physical thing. It's more just like on the mental plane, like as they're trying to sort of like go about looking for something,
right?
You're essentially trying to buffet their mind to a more sure conclusion. And if they don't know what they're doing, let alone what this other thing is intervening, it's easy to just kind of drift off track.
Fair enough. I mean, can I roll anything?
I was saying if you can. Yeah, I was just saying if you can, like, explain to Peter what, like, hey, there's a thing I want to try. I can help. Like, just any rationalization of what is happening here.
Oh, I was not gonna like speak to her or anything about it and like talk to her about it first. I was just gonna reach out through the Force and connect with her in order to
do it.
Like,
but the DC is going to be higher.
So I would have to roll for this in order to do this.
Yes, and if you succeed, I'll give you a plus. I'll give Peter a +2.
Got it. What is the DC?
3.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, it still clicked on mirror. That's fine. It was my roll from my character sheet. Okay, so I got a 4. So I, sitting in the back seat of the van, reach out through the force and kind of I'm not trying to, because I don't understand the mechanics of the machine here as well as Pitter does. What is my crafts? I don't think I have anything crafts. No, I don't. But I would like to, basically using the force, I reach out and I kind of like guide Pitter's mental state into a more meditative state for her to see clearer through the force rather than just be kind of grasping at straws.
Sure.
Understandable.
So, Pitter, it feels to you. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead and give your description first, and then I'll say what I'm thinking.
It feels, from your point of view, like if you were fumbling around a room in the dark and gently felt a hand take yours and just sort of guide it towards the wall where it doesn't show you the light switch, but it puts you back on the wall so you know at least where to start. Like it gives you a grounding point.
So Pitter freezes in place. Like you can see like a visible shiver goes down their spine and then all their fur poofs up. As Pitter has never had anybody use.
Oh, you cut out again.
Pitter has never had anybody use the force on them before.
Okay.
I don't think Pitter likes it.
Is there a way, Luke, for me to identify myself through the force using this power? Like, could I mentally, like, tell them that it's me doing this?
I will say Pitter can understand intuitively where this can, like, you can feel the tether that connects you through this intangible space.
Okay,
It feels like you know that it's me doing it, but you don't know how you know.
Imagine a rope tied around both of your waists.
Right.
Pitter like looks down as if looking for like a physical rope. And like looks back over at Cole and like squints at them suspiciously and is just like Pitter doesn't think they like that. That's weird.
Everybody just wants to go into the dark side.
Oh my god. Are you saying that out loud?
Yes, Peter says that out loud looking at you.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to help.
Okay. Peter did not ask for help. Especially weird ghost hands touching Pitter. That was weird.
I assume it doesn't literally feel like that. Like it's all of mental.
It doesn't
like
literally feel like that, but the fact that it is a sensation that is almost beyond your linguistic capabilities to express it makes it almost worse.
Fair enough.
Like I literally don't have the words to describe the sensations I'm feeling.
This is how Pitter is describing the weird sensation.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Lacking better words, this is it. Weird ghost hand.
Man, these freaking ghost hands, man! Get out of my head! Get out of my head!
The sensation is gone just as quickly as it started. So, but, after it adds the bonus to your roll, like I break the connection.
Okay. So Pitter, while looking at you, is like, kind of points at you, like kind of shaking a finger at you. If you would ask permission to pet Pitter first, you should ask permission to touch Pitter's mind first.
Pitter Patter really said consent is.
You know what? Fair enough. I did not. I made an effort not to intrude and merely to guide.
Pitter kind of feels like you did both.
I will make sure to talk to you about it in the future, but it's something that's requires more tact and perhaps a more appropriate environment to really go into depth with. And right
Where do I
now
go?
is
Go ahead.
more.
Keep digging, boy.
There are more pressing. What?
It's nothing.
No, go
Okay.
ahead. You were just sorry. Yeah.
And yeah, we're in a more pressing matter that expedience is of the essence right now. So I figured I'd just lend a hand. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Peter like leans over and like kind of pats your knee consolingly of we can talk about this later.
Okay.
Thanks for trying to help, Peter. Glad we had this talk. And Peter turns back to what they're doing.
Mhm.
Real quick, I did post a picture of Dorian, your crystal companion, in the Discord.
Yes, I
Yeah.
see that.
I finally found decent art for him.
Okay.
I will say, hotter than I imagined in my mind, but not mad
Yes.
about it.
Nope. Not at all.
That's actually a feature, not a bug.
Peter,
Yes.
this engine is completely fine.
Okay.
Aside from the fact that part of it blew up.
Yes, of
But
course.
but it looks like it was serviced relatively recently. As a matter of fact, as you're going through, you're actually noticing there's not really like corrosion on the spark plugs. Like it's old and it's in kind of rough shape, but it definitely looks like somebody relatively recently took the time to take care of this engine. Aside from the fact that obviously part of it just kind of shit itself.
Mm-hmm. Well, Peter's ready to climb in there if they need to.
Pitter announces that if anyone needs Pitter, Pitter will be in their office, and then closes the hood of the car like it's a door.
Way to go,
Yeah.
Pitter.
If anyone needs me, I'll be in my chambers.
Question.
Myself in the car chassis. Yeah.
How far are we from our destination when we broke down?
By speeder, an hour, maybe less. On foot, a few hours.
Ooh.
Probably longer. I mean, a speeder is so much fast. Like an hour in a speeder.
I said, I mean, it's give or taking because I don't really feel like establishing a solid topography for this region.
Fair enough.
I
think with how fast speeders go, an hour in a speeder is probably like a fucking like half a day's journey at that point.
Who can say? You can make it on foot before, like, if you chose to continue on foot, it would be rough. You would still make it in time to accomplish your mission. That is what I will say.
Oh, okay.
If we don't leave now and Pitter can't get the engine fixed, not denying she has the skills to do it, just maybe not the parts.
We gotta figure this wrong, yeah.
I'm pretty sure mission takes precedent.
Yeah.
So who wants to go with me on foot?
Absolutely not.
If it pleases the Great Fire, says your companion. He says, if it pleases the Great...
It
was
would.
that sigh in character?
Yes, that sigh was completely, totally in character.
He stops himself and looks at you in like a go on kind of look.
Are you telling me you don't want to please the Great Fire?
Yeah, we all want to please the Great Fire.
This one doesn't.
Go ahead, Dorian. What were you about to say? Fuck this guy.
If it pleases the Great Fire, I would attune to the resonance of caution. This part of the planet is dangerous. Many things lurk in the shadows cast by the Great Fire.
I agree. I think it's best if we diagnose the engine first and see if this is something that we'll be able to fix in a timely manner. If not, then we can discuss heading out on foot. If you
do me a
want to head
favor.
out before, you fucking go right ahead, but
Do me a favor. Everybody roll me notice DC 4.
Jesus. Can I roll sense?
Absolutely, it's going to be the same DC.
That's fine.
I'll do the same.
Peter is very busy.
Pitter is canonically inside of an engine block right now, so that -2 makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
After I have let Pitter go about their business,
Son!
I am sitting here and reaching out with
why
the
you make
force.
sure to bring a mage on your party comp.
I am reaching out with the force, and I am trying to basically active danger sense, locked in, like sensing all of the life around me.
Great. There's something big and alive. I would describe it as looming over Kazron.
Over him? We're all in the fucking Jeep.
What's up?
We're all still in the fucking speeder, I assume.
I said looming, so like it's like not hovering because things hover in this universe. It's like leaning over him, about to fuck him up.
What, leaning? How the fuck? How close is it? How did it get this close?
That's a good question, bud. Favorite quote of the night. There's something big and alive.
Is it
Hey, man.
invisible? Like when I look at Kazron, do I see it?
No, Kazron's just kind of looking around like anyone who wants to walk. Like he's currently in his like mild pissing match over like we should walk. There's a lot of things around here that are dangerous. As you sense there's something big and alive, no one but you is reacting. And it's that thing of like, am I no, am I crazy here? Because like, no one but me seems to like want to like acknowledge there's a thing there.
I would like to force push it away from us. Like, I want to blast its ass back.
So this is just out of nowhere. Everyone's like standing around having a fairly calm conversation, and it's such a dramatic shot. It's you just stand up and boom, just at.
Yep. I stand up out of my seat, still in the fucking speeder, and I, with both hands, just fucking throw like my staff, push my staff forward, basically like fucking Moses parting the Red Sea, and blast this guy off the cruiser.
Sure. Roll me a force control, is it?
No, control is for your own body. Alter is to affect things outside.
Roll me force alter.
Oh, come on. I think I should probably make point on this.
Great. Just dust just blows up there. You are unsure whether or not you've hit it.
Can I spend a fate point to re-roll this?
What would your aspect be?
Well, for the fact that I am an acolyte of the Force.
You can, in fact. So you want to spend a +2 to get a 3?
Well, if that's all it takes, then yes. If I would need to roll more, I can re-roll as well.
I will tell you. Okay, so you are spending a fate point for that. It is going to spend a fate point to get a +2, so it is currently at 4.
Okay, then I would definitely need to re-roll then.
You may.
Okay. There we go.
Great. It's you for a split second feel the force touch against something as like a gotcha moment of like, no, yes, there's something there.
Ah! And then there isn't, as it's blasted back 20 fucking feet through the air.
You don't know how far it did or didn't get blasted through the air.
Fair enough.
But there's something big and alive.
Yeah, I feel like this is now an appropriate time for everybody else to react to what has happened here.
Great. Kazron,
Yeah,
you're currently under attack from Cole.
Jesus Christ.
Pitter,
Yes.
for the love of God, for the love of the wills, will these stupid men shut the fuck up out there so you can work?
Pitter shouts through the hood, "Stop shaking the car!" Or whatever.
Pitter, out of hammer space, Pitter pulls a broom and like bangs it into the roof like they live in an apartment in Manhattan.
That's funny.
I turned to Cole. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
There's something out there.
Yeah, okay. If you don't like me, just say so. It's fine.
It's not you.
We don't like you, and there's something out there.
I mean, me not liking you is besides the point. There's something here. It's cloaked or something. I don't know. I sense it.
Interesting.
Would anybody else like to do anything?
Now that we are out of town, I have dropped all pretenses of trying to hide my force sensitivity.
We are officially in combat, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I'm gonna roll my eyes.
I turned to Cole. Like, well, if there's something out here, you mind pointing it the fuck out so I can kill it?
I don't know. I can't see it. I sense it.
Directional?
Something here.
I don't sense shit.
It was just over your shoulder.
No, what? Listen, if you're gonna smoke the death sticks, like, do it on your own time, man.
That was Kanor.
Secondhand smoke, I guess.
Yeah, that was me.
I hop out of the car.
Dorian speaks up from the back and says, "A shimmer beast."
Oh, like we fought before.
No. That was a
Did we
Chris
not?
lion.
Those were Chris lions.
Nope, that was a
That's
Chris
right.
lion.
This one is a mirage.
Oh.
Kanor's
Lovely.
just gonna shut up and listen.
Yeah.
I tap gently on the hood of the thing and say, "Hey, Pitter, we're about to make some noise. Can you hurry up with that?"
Oh, Pitter can try.
I want to know, do I trust this guy, this fucking dude that they all want?
That's up to you, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Do
If you
you?
want to be, if you want to be space racist,
It has nothing to do with. I'm just like, do I trust this complete and total fucking stranger who talks in codes?
hey,
Like,
man, he doesn't talk in codes. It's a language and a religious barrier.
yeah,
It's just how he talks.
I know.
In his language, he's been completely forthcoming. It's not his fault. It's not his fault that he's been like, "Hey, man, the governor is hiding something, and I'm pretty suspicious about it. ¿Dónde está usted, amigo?"
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so
Fair. I guess if they trust him, then I'll trust him. Hey, what direction did you just blast that thing in?
I assume that way.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes, you blasted it in you basically just sent a wave of concussive force towards him.
Trying to think real quick. Not my strong suit.
I've now hopped out of the speeder and I'm kind of swinging my staff in the air, like sweeping it in front of me, like almost like a blind person, but like not on the ground, obviously like a cane, but like swinging it around like I'm obviously looking for something I can't see.
Great. Yeah, they're y'all looking around like a. Okay, what's happening here?
Sweeping staff back and forth in front of me.
Gonna try something.
I'm going to
here.
get out and draw my weapon, noting that the tension level of the group has just gone way up. So I'm going to draw my weapon.
Fantastic. It is going to attempt something.
Okay.
Great. So it's going to make a fight roll.
Okay.
You see for a second, as you're like looking around, the light or next to you sort of shimmers, as it doesn't look so much like something dropping out of cloaking, right? It looks like when you're holding a piece of crystal at the perfect angle where the light refracts and you can't see it, and then you suddenly turn it.
Okay.
Like it looks like something that was always there, and you just weren't looking at it at the right angle.
Gotcha.
As you see this.
Ooh!
Oh, Jesus.
Big old crystal scorpion. And it is gonna do...
Crystal Scorpion is the name of my new band.
Absolutely, yes.
It's a good one.
It's gonna roll fight against you.
Who?
You.
You
Okay.
attacked it.
The one stinging the stick at it.
Okay. What do I need to roll?
However, you want to defend against its giant venomous like stinger just flying at you.
Okay. So I do have I channel my Kyber staff in order to block the stinger with Force Sense to sense the incoming attack before it strikes.
So you want to wing chun it, where you just kind of use your staff to like guide it past you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! No!
Not with that roll.
Oh wait, what was its fight roll? Was it the 8 or the 2?
It was the 2.
Oh, okay. Then I tied, which means I don't take any damage.
I
just barely managed to get this thing out of the way.
Great. As it just stabs into the ground. As it...
I, however, had to like block, but also kind of dive into the dirt in order to get away from the thing.
Oh yeah, it's like it's the in slow motion, like hyper zoom in as the end of the stinger like rustles your eyelashes on the way past.
Jesus Christ!
As you hit the ground panting, the rest of you look, you see this thing. It makes like a like rippling, humming noise.
Mm-hmm.
And it is then going to attempt to go back into its... Oh, you know what? No, I can't do that on the same turn. You know what? No, it's gonna remain visible for now. Oh, I forgot to mention. Sorry, silly me.
Oh, there it is.
It's huge.
Oh God, it's gonna get Kanor.
Not if I shoot it first.
You all see what's in the Discord pop into existence. Silly me. As it's hovering over your friend and like clicks at all of you.
Okay, who's next?
I don't know who wants to be next.
Me. I want to go next.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
As soon as I see it, and as soon as I recognize it and can get it in my sights, 2 shots center mass.
Go for it. Roll shoot.
Ooh.
Oh, hang on. It has to roll. It has to roll.
Oh, all right. You do 2 shifts on it.
Cool.
Great. So yeah, just center mass. These things, you actually managed to hit the part of its carapace not composed of crystal, as it just as it hisses and clicks at you, as it scuttles back, as you hear like a noise as the light fades across it. That +8 from before is this stealth roll as you watch it fade into invisibility.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Anyone wishing to detect it, the DC is a +8.
Detect it visually or even through the force?
You know what? I'm gonna say it's only gonna be a 5 through the force.
Okay. You could have it roll a willpower or a will roll if you want. Or you could just say it's a 5. Either way, it's up to you. You're the fucking boss.
Let me roll something. That's a good idea. We'll see how this shakes out. I'm trying to think what makes sense for what this thing is. You know
I think
what?
it would have a pretty strong will in the force.
Yeah.
Maybe not its +6 from its stealth roll, but you know, I think it'd probably have a decent thing as a large creature.
I'll make DC
4?
4.
Okay.
There's a DC 4 if you want to detect it through the force. It is a DC 8 if you wish to see it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Was that its turn?
To turn invisible, yes.
I would like to try something.
Wait, Ham.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I keep forgetting I can do that.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it's going to go after each of us goes.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
bad guy.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I've gone. Kanor's gone. Who's going next?
I would like to try something.
Who wants to go next? I have to nominate somebody.
Is that? Are we still doing popcorn initiative or?
Yes, we are still doing popcorn initiative.
But yeah, Kanor, may I try something?
Knock yourself out. Go ahead,
I'm
Shark.
gonna get remembering the Chris Lions and how we handled that. I'm gonna get into like a meditating stance since I can't see it,
Oh, that's good.
and I'm going to reach out to it through the force with basically like a "We're not here to hurt you. We're just passing through."
Okay. Roll me. Honestly, diplomacy. Unless you're trying to use the force to like take control of this thing, I think this is a diplomacy check.
Well, that would be rapport, which I don't have. So I'm absolutely going to use. What would it be? Force alter, like a mind trick?
You can use force alter, and I'll say that's you trying to just like inject your intentions into its mind.
Yeah, like animal kinship is definitely a force
Yeah.
power. Like that's what Ezra does in Star Wars Rebels all the time.
Okay.
What would I
I'll
have
fuck
to
with
beat
that.
before I roll?
Here's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to beat overcome adversity of 4, and I will explain why.
Well, I got a 4.
I think that's due when it succeeded a minor cost.
What would that minor cost be?
So let's see. I'm trying to think. So here's the wrinkle, right? Here's the wrinkle here. The Chris Lions were scared animals that were running from something that chased them out of their home. They only attacked you because they heard loud noise and perceived a threat. This is a hungry predator on the prowl.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I ain't gonna get it today.
What if the downside is just that it's locked in on Char now? Maybe it's
I'll spend my last fate point of the session for my my high concept of being a Jedi Knight in exile, using my Jedi training to basically, since I'm solving this problem non-violently in a peacekeeper sort of way.
Yeah. I nominate that the minor cost be that the creature has the aspect locked in on Shar that it gets a free invoke from. So if it wants to attack Shar, it can get a fate point for it.
The problem is the thing that Shar wants is the success of Shar's roll is for it to just walk away and not attack anymore.
Well, it's not going to attack
how that squares. What do you say?
It's not going to attack anybody else, just Shar.
Shar, are you okay with that, or do you want to try and roll, use a fate point to just make it fuck off?
I'll use my last fate point.
I think if this was a movie, that would be the likely thing.
I'm asking, is he okay with taking that as his consequence?
Well, no, he said he's going to try to spend a fate point, but
No, I'm saying I'm good with that, but it's still his choice as to whether or not he's okay with that.
Yeah, I'd rather spend the fate point.
I'm okay with that being the thing. It's just he has the option to go, I'd rather not get touched in the butt by a giant scorpion made of glass.
Right, that's
very specifically, I don't want to kill the native population of this planet.
Well,
full stop.
Here's the thing. My thing was just a suggestion. You're the one who has final say on what the minor cost is.
I really don't. I was fine with that. That makes sense.
Shar just has the choice of whether he wants to take the cost that you've decided.
No, I know.
Or
I was okay with receiving a suggestion, and I think that was a fine one.
Okay, I was just checking because it sounded like you were saying that he needed to have input on the suggestion. Not.
Oh, I got you. No. It was more just in this specific instance. It was one of those the thing you want doesn't exactly square with what else is happening. But I'm good with that. So,
right? Yeah. So you spend the fate point. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you re-rolling, or are you just adding?
No, I just needed a +2.
Oh, okay.
I got exactly the DC, so I just needed to beat it by 1 or more.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, was that so you're going to a +6, correct?
Yep.
Great. It kind of you see it kind of flickers. It kind of flickers for a sec, visible and invisible. Do you see it? Do you see it flickering?
We do.
Do you feel immersed?
I do. That's pretty cool. I like that it's in a different spot than it was before.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's cool.
Spooky scorpion. Wait, where's it? Where's it now? Oh, that's right. It's in your butt. Anyway,
no!
Interesting.
Yeah, it kind of and crawls up the rocks and begins to leave.
Okay, cool.
I will say, no, you know what? No, you know what? I will say, Dorian, who is still sitting in the car, it's kind of hard to gauge him because he's not a very expressive guy from your point of view to begin with.
Yeah.
So he's stone cold?
Damn.
Yeah. No, I'd say he's smooth as glass.
Okay.
Listen, he's been crystal clear with his intentions.
That was really bad.
He says that it was He shakes his head and says that it was foolish to try and go through this area. It says that anyone could have told you that the Shimmer Beasts hunt here at night.
Well,
No,
you've been in the speeder this whole time. You could have said something.
I mean, technically, he did.
No, he didn't.
He told us that there were dangerous things out here.
He said, "I don't recommend
In
going
general, not like exactly where we were going."
And after we already stopped.
Great.
So
he nods his head and says, "If it pleases the will of the Great Fire, I would attune to shame." And he says,
You don't have to do that.
And he says, "I should have spoken up more clearly." He says, "But I assumed that." He says, "You were guided by a map. I assumed that anyone who had been on this planet for a decent length of time would have known about the Shimmer Beasts and chosen to ignore them. I had not counted on you truly being ignorant of their presence."
Your input and advice is always valued.
we did get the map from the deputy. So
Yeah, I mean, we were told where the guys were going to be, but we could have decided which way to go.
We also received a map from a guy.
If someone had been here for a decent length of time, they'd kind of like know the lay of the land at least a little bit. So I didn't speak up because I figured, oh, well, they fucking know about it and they're choosing to go this way. That's on them, bro.
Which begs the question that the deputy knows the lay of the land here. The deputy's been here for a good amount of time. Why did he send us this way?
Well, it was also very specifically mentioned that the deputy and sheriff didn't have much of a... So maybe...
They didn't leave town very often. They didn't leave town very often, and he also came here recently. Isn't exactly much of a rough and tumble, outdoorsy kind of guy before this.
Yeah, he did say he was a city boy before.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
was he born and raised in South Detroit?
Yeah.
Probably.
He was born and raised in South Detroit.
Okay.
All right.
It's still a little sus, but we'll let it slide.
Yeah.
How's it going with the repairs?
Let's see. I would like 2 crafts at this.
Roll to craft. DC of 4.
I got a 4.
Holy shit.
Good shit.
Would you like to succeed at the minor cost that the speeder has it'll have the aspect on it held together with duct tape and prayer.
I can't
Held
let
together by the will of the Great Fire.
Oh my god.
I will trust Pitter's hope and prayer versus my dumb luck any day.
I could use a point to add to this.
Yes.
Sure. I imagine we're ending soon. I'm going to go ahead and use a fate.
You will not refresh by next session. You will start with however many fate points you have. Because it'll be like no time passed.
Yeah, we only refresh at the end of a scenario or a counter or something. We don't refresh every session.
Unless you would like to declare and take steps to set up a camp for the night.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not here.
No.
I'm good. We just almost got attacked by a giant invisible scorpion from space.
Yeah, we don't want to do that again.
Kazron's like, no. We'll make camp wherever they made camp because they're probably more secure than this spot right here. So
yeah,
we'll take over their camp.
Right, once we kick their ass.
I don't know if you've noticed the motif of aliens made of crystal with weird powers, but the further you get from town, the freakier shit's gonna get.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
The further you get from town, the more anime Luke was watching when he wrote the notes for the session.
Is everybody good ending here?
Yep.
I am.
Yes.
All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and end stream.
Yeah. All right. We'll pick it up next.
Any parting thoughts for my stream?
time.
What?
Come back next time.
Yes, please
I don't
come back
think-
next